So your kids may know her as Mother Nature in the Santa Claus films, but you've also seen Aisha Tyler in Criminal Minds, Friends, Archer, current host of Whose Line Is It Anyways? Thanks for joining me this morning.
Hi, Trevor. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So your next role is in the upcoming mini-series, The Last Thing He Told Me, alongside Jennifer Garner. What's this show about?
Ooh, what is it not about? I mean, the last thing he told me is about a woman who finds out that the man that she loves is not the person that she thought he was, but it's not as simple as that sounds. It's really about loving the essence of someone and not about loving who you think they are, or maybe falling out of love with what they've done. And also a story about a woman who's a reluctant parent and is forced to care for someone who she has had no real emotional relationship with. And I'm not a mom, but I can only imagine how difficult it is to come into a teenager's life and try to parent them when they are just not interested in you or what you have to say or do. And so it's really about these two, this girl and this woman, forming a bond over the mystery around the disappearance of her husband and her daughter's father.
I told him I wanted to go away with Bobby and his parents last week. He lost his mind.
That's just standard dad stuff.
But he got all weird about it. It was like he was scared. Scared of me being so far away.
That sounds like your dad.
So you play Jennifer Garner's best friend, childhood best friend, and seemingly voice of reason. What drew you to this role?
Seemingly. Yeah. I mean, I just loved that, Jules was just this whip smart, and also confident, supportive, no nonsense person. Like, she was not the kind of friend that was going to lie to you. I think as you get older, what you really value are the friends that are going to tell you the truth, even if it hurts. And Jules is the kind of person like, listen, I'm going to help you here, but you need to know what's really going on. And I'm not going to soften this blow. I love you enough to tell you the truth.
And we all need a kind of friend like that.
We do. We need a few friends like that.
So working with Jennifer Garner, we all know her from Alias, 13 Going on 30, and one of my favorite films, Love, Simon. What was it like working with her?
She's just as awesome as she seems on camera. She's just generous, kind, an incredible worker. And, listen, being number one on a show is a position of leadership, and you really have to come in and give everybody the kind of energy that's going to get everybody going all night long, after hours when it's cold and it's wet and you're tired. And she's just effervescent and unstoppable, and she was a blast to make the show with.
You're fabulous in it. I binged it yesterday. I can't wait for people to see it. Make sure to check out The Last Thing He Told Me, Apple TV, starting April 14th.
Thanks. You. Oh, thanks, Trevor. Thank you so much.
What defines you?
What defines you?
I ask first.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for my daughter.
Mrs. Michaels? Mr. Michaels asked me to give this to you. Sorry, ma'am. The building's closed.
My husband works inside. I'm trying to reach him. I haven't heard from Owen in 24 hours.
Where's my dad?
I don't know. What is that? You okay? I can't believe this is happening.
Your husband is not who you think he is.
Why are you making him sound like some sort of criminal mastermind? I may not know why your father did what he did, but I know who he is.
He lied to me, and then he disappeared, and I want to know the truth.
I'm telling you, we'll find him.
Hannah, you need to get out of there now. Where did you get this? Tell me who sent you!
Go now!
Hannah and her stepdaughter are in imminent danger.
Is there something you're not telling me?
We need to stay together.
Best-selling author Laura Dave and Oscar-winning screenwriter Josh Singer teaming up professionally for the first time, but they're pretty familiar with each other. They're teaming up for the miniseries adaptation, The Last Thing He Told Me. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Oh, thanks for having us,
Trevor. So what's this show, also a book? What's this about for people who haven't read it?
Well, it's really about a woman who finds herself newly married, living in Sausalito, California, and very happily married. That is until the day her husband does not come home, leaving in his wake just a note that says, "Protect her," which she knows is about his 16-year-old daughter, her new stepdaughter, who wants nothing to do with her. And the two of them, Hannah Hall and Bailey Michaels, Hannah played by the inimitable Jen Gardner, have to set out and figure out what happened to Owen and why he has disappeared.
So what was it like creating this limited series together and working on the script and working alongside each other?
It was really pretty great. I have to say, I'm used to working on true life stories where you really have to do a lot of research and figure out what exactly is going to make your story move. And here, there was this incredible book, which not only had a wonderful twisty-turny mystery at the heart of it, which was procedurally incredibly well laid out, but also had this unique emotional wisdom that Laura brings to all of her work. I've been a fan of Laura's work for a long time now. And so being able to, take from that and just figure out how to stay faithful and true to that and also augment it. We had a terrific writer's room. We had our compass, our true north right in the middle. And so it was actually a really wonderful experience.
I have to admit, I watched it all in one sitting yesterday. I'm excited for everyone to see it. Unfortunately, I have to wait for the week-by-week rollout in April and May. But were there many differences between the book and the series?
We always talked about that the central question of the series and of the book are the same, which is, can we know the people we love? And what does it mean to answer that question with a yes when so many of the details might look different? So sort of the journey, the emotional journey was similar, but something that was really remarkable and that I loved having, a front row seat to is that the way that Josh works, not to speak for you, but was really figuring out a way to expand on the universe of the book, sort of turning up the volume on that heroic journey that Hannah has to go on, but also holding really carefully and gently to the central two love stories. Because when we started working on this, something that mattered a lot to me was that I thought I was writing one love story, but I was really writing another love story. And that was the love story between Hannah and Bailey. And what I feel so grateful for in how this book has been given a second life is how beautiful and nuanced and carefully that second love story has been tended to.
That's awesome to hear. We're very excited for everyone to see it. Reese Witherspoon helped produce it.
Yes.
So make sure you watch The Last Thing He Told Me starting April 14th on Apple TV. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trevor.